Good evening, everybody. How the hell are you tonight? It's Monday and it has been all day long. We're going to start off with some good stuff. Went to the mailbox today, and I hope my friends in California, hello, Alan, are watching the Wisen box. Nice little card in the mail today. Hello, Kim, with a little note from their daughter, Haley, who plays softball for the Mocs. Hang on, out of focus. There we go. I knew that glare would cause a little bit of a problem. But there's some things that just make you feel good about what you're doing. And to have one of the athletes, especially one that I look upon as a surrogate daughter, just to drop me a note, and how cool is that? That is just, it humbles you. It humbles you very quickly. There's not much you can say about something like that other than thank you, Kurt and Michelle. You've raised a damn good kid. And I'm proud to know each and every one of you. And I'm going to get to some serious stuff in a few minutes. And this is directed at Kim. Kim, the gauntlet has been thrown down. It has been thrown down rather forcefully by head coach Bo Campbell of the LFO Warriors. If you have not seen the video that educate, and if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see it, that a group of male teachers at LFO did a takeoff on the Backstreet Boys, Coach Campbell, Rusty Parkhill, and some of the other coaches and teachers got into that, and it is hilarious. And Bo Campbell takes the lead on it. And it is unbelievably funny, but it is to the point. Instead of they want it that way. And there is a fly in here that's about to drive me freaking crazy. Okay. So, hi, Tina. So, Kip Klein is going to need to step up the game a little bit. Because basically it's I want it that way, but they've done stay 6 feet away. And Tina, if you can put up a link in the comments, that would be wonderful. And people can go watch it, because if there was a way I could play it, about all I'd be able to do at this point is hold one of my phones up and let you watch that way. And I don't know if that would work very well or not. Again, thanks to Haley Weisenbach. Big news coming out of Mockland today. There's going to be a football game. One game. The Mocs will go and play Western Kentucky. That was their money game for this season on October 24th. It will be a road game. There will be no games played at Finley. This is a one and done for Mocs football this fall. But that helps. I mean, that brings in a little bit of money. And they're going to start practicing for that game next month. So I am really, really happy they're going to get a game in, especially with the money game factor. with the potential of a $2.5 million loss for fall sports because of fall sports. Every little bit's going to help. So Tina has posted a link to that video. So you tell Kip that they've got to step up their game a little bit. There are enough guys around Ridgeland that they can do something like that. East Ridge, you're on the clock. I can picture Coach Tim James doing a takeoff on the Backstreet Boys. I mean, he's an Aussie guy. And if I am understanding, isn't Kip a metal guy? I think he's metal. And so you got to step up the game a little bit. Interesting news this afternoon. I'm going to get a little bit serious for a second, but a little bit funny in a way, because this afternoon it was announced that Jerry Falwell Jr. has resigned as the president of Liberty University. Now, that comes amidst a New York Post report this morning where apparently Reverend Falwell's wife had an affair with their pool boy. You can't make this crap up. And that's not the only thing. That's not the only thing. Yes, she had an affair with a pool boy. Now, if you have young children in the room, you may want them to leave. I should have put a parental warning up, and I neglected to do that. The New York Post report says that former Liberty University President Jerry Falwell Jr. was well aware of the affair, and he liked to watch. Now, what you do is your own business, okay? But when you are militantly homophobic, you can't help but laugh. The man has spoken out in public time and time again how LGBTQ, you have no rights. You should never be granted rights. That what you are doing is an abomination before God. But you get your jollies by wanting to watch. Hey, to each their own. I just thought it was very, very humorous that the man who was so staunchly, because I don't think they even allow Liberty University students to dance. I mean, he is straight out of Footloose. And, you know, hey, to each their own. Hey, Clint Powell, what's up? Don't forget, give Clint a listen. He has multiple podcasts. His main one is During the Break podcast. He's also the host of Marketing Mix Radio with Chattanooga Lookouts president Rich Mazingo. And good stuff. When I am up and about, I give it a listen. I just thought that was very, very humorous. Yeah. Yep. Sex outside of marriage, Tina. He says that's wrong, but he likes to watch. He loves to watch. And more power to him. Let's see where he ends up being a college president. And here's the thing. Is that going to affect the enrollment at Liberty University, which has grown into, I think, the second largest Christian university in America? Grand Canyon being by far and away the clubhouse leader on number of students. It's like, it's hard to explain to people around here just how big some colleges are. They don't understand it. Places like the Ohio State University, the University of Florida, the University of Arizona, and the one that has just slips through the cracks because people like to make fun of them, and that's the University of Central Florida, which is the second largest public, well, it's the second largest university in America. Over 60,000 students. The Clorox Orange student population in Knoxville is around 22 to 25,000. When you get to Florida, Ohio State, Central Florida, places like that, more than 50,000 students is the norm. And it's going to be interesting to see the effect that this Falwell fiasco has on enrollment at Liberty University. Now, does the man need to be forgiven? Yes. But don't be holier than thou. It's like these people who post on Facebook, who have no medical expertise whatsoever. None. And they tell you this is what you need to do. Because I'm right and you're wrong. Well, you can pucker up and kiss my ass. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. And I'm not going to take medical and lifestyle advice from some damn jackwagon. Republican convention starts tonight. And that ought to be interesting. Am I going to watch? Hell no. I'm not going to watch it. I mean, nothing. Now, a couple of things that are sort of kind of related. What happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin is tragic. I don't care what that man was doing. It does not justify being shot in the back 7 freaking times. There's no justification. Especially when you see the video and the cops holding him by his shirt and shooting him in the back. So there was a night of rioting in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now the National Guard's out. I support the police. Don't get me wrong. But there are some bad damn cops out there. The guys that killed George Floyd. Oh, it's Coach Stevenson's Mrs. Kathy. Hello. Those cops were wrong. They killed a man. And don't give me this that it was a counterfeit bill. He had a criminal history. That does not justify taking that man's life. Neither did what happened in Wisconsin. But we got the same damn problem right here in Hamilton County. The same problem. We've got a jackass deputy by the name of Jordan Long who likes to shoot people in the back and kill them. Back on May the 18th, Deputy Jordan Long of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department shot Tyler Hayes in the back and killed him. He was placed under investigation by the TBI, but he's back on the job 5 days later. 2 weeks after he gets back on the job, he pulls his weapon again. This guy's been a cop for a year in Hamilton County. And then this past weekend, he has to pull his gun again. Isn't it funny that he is the only a-hole in the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department that this happens to? And that's right. I said a-hole. He came from the Collegedale Police Department where they settled with an excessive force complaint. They settled with a plaintiff on an excessive force complaint related to Jordan Long. Why does this man still have a job? Why does he have a job? Apparently, he has the little guy complex. Apparently, he has a little man complex or something because he has to pull his weapon. I can line up 50 police officers outside that have more than 10 or more years experience on the force and they've never drawn their weapon. Yet this jackwagon 3 times since May. And one of them killed a man, shot him in the back. Now, I know most of y'all didn't watch Westerns growing up. I bet Alan watched a few. Didn't you, Big Alan? I guarantee you've watched some John Wayne and some Rawhide and some Gunsmoke. What did you always refer to somebody that would shoot somebody in the back? What did you call them? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out if you shoot somebody in the back, you're a coward. See, Sandra, my friend, my classmate, she was a deputy in Hamilton County for 6 years and never pulled her gun. Alan, you got it right. Except I'm going to give you the Southeast Tennessee pronunciation. Coward. It's not coward, it's coward. You know, it's like guys you know whose name is Howard, it's hired. Why is this guy still on the force? Does Jim Hammond, the sheriff of Hamilton County, really not give a damn about the guys who are out there trying to protect us, and we've got a renegade out there who has to pull his gun constantly? This is what gives police officers a bad name. 99% of the law enforcement officers are stand-up men and women. You see examples of it all the time. But it only takes one, like Hamilton County Deputy Sheriff Jordan Long, to make everybody look bad. How much longer is it going to be before he kills somebody else? How much longer before he kills somebody else? He needs to be taken off the force. The eerie silence from the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department about Jordan Long and about Wilkie, who's going to go do federal prison time. He's no longer on the force, but sheriff stood behind him as long as he could until the evidence was so great that proved that Deputy Wilkie was a scumbag of the first degree. Is Hammond just going through the motions for the rest of his time in office? Because he also tries to be your medical doctor also. Nobody's proven masks work. Well, it looks like on the surface, the deaths from COVID are starting to level off, maybe drop just a little. But they're leveling off. So we've still got to be super diligent. Wear your mask 6 feet apart. Watch the LFO teacher's video. Stay 6 feet. I can't sing. I mean, Congress needs to, there's a pressing law that needs to go through Congress now, and that's to outlaw karaoke. But it's time for us to be heard that we don't want deputies like Jordan Long on the Hamilton County Sheriff's payroll. He was trouble in Collegedale. He's trouble in Hamilton County. We don't need officers like him. We just don't. Not a lot of fallout from the weekend. It's still early to see how things are going to roll. I do know that Baldwin County, Tennessee superintendent has told the high schools in his district, you better get your stuff together or I'll shut football down. Because there was no regard to safety in Baldwin County. And I'm confident that with having a week under the belt, you'll see some improvement in the way the schools of Hamilton County handle it. Let's hope. We're still 2 or 3 weeks away from Georgia starting, and the folks I know in Northwest Georgia, they're going to be diligent. They're going to do things the right way. And I'm just going to have to wait it out. If I hear Rocky Top one more time, I'm going to scream. Because the Tennessee fans are already cranking that crap song up. All because they're ranked number 25 in the country. Big deal. If you look at the preseason top 25, most of them are not even going to play this year. All the Big Ten, Pac-12, they're not going to be playing. So Ohio State can enjoy their number 2 ranking. They're not going to play a damn game, My understanding is once the season starts, only the teams that are playing will be eligible to be ranked. I'm just glad the Mocs are going to get one football game in. I know it's been a tough few months down there on Macaulay Avenue, and let's just hope that everybody keeps doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we can get life back to normal. For those of you out in my neck of the woods, Brainerd, Firehouse Subs closed down. They closed their Lee Highway location. Just closed it. Open yesterday, closed today. The other locations are open. I'm trying to get Scott Herbst, and I know Kim will know he is probably the busiest sports writer in this area. There's no doubt he's the busiest sports writer in this area because he's a one-man sports department for the Walker County News, for the Walker County Messenger and the Catoosa County News. He's a one-man department, sports department for both of them. And I was hoping to get him on tonight because a new restaurant opened in Fort Oglethorpe this past weekend. Something new to the Chattanooga area. Del Taco is now open on Battlefield Parkway. And after talking to him, he basically, and hopefully we can get him on here in the next week or so, because he is literally going from can till can't. And hopefully we'll get him on here in the next week or so, and he will tell you about Del Taco, which he said is by far and away better than Taco Bell. And if you're in the area, I don't have any kind of advertising deal with them. Hell, I haven't even been there yet. And give it a shot. I mean, I'm still kind of weird when it comes to restaurants. If any of you go somewhere and go out to eat and you want to review the restaurant on here, hell, reach out, send me a message, and we'll get you on here. Be more than happy. It's easy. All I got to do is send you the link and you will pop into the picture. And we can do a restaurant review. If you go see a movie or have movie theaters opened. There's Barry, the old photog for everybody in town for a long time. Because I don't, Oh, and if you're downtown tomorrow night, Chat with the Mocs will be up and running tomorrow night at 7:00 at Puckett's. Now that Puckett's may be my favorite place to go eat in Chattanooga. Now, I haven't done a lot of dining out lately, needless to say. But I will put my mask on tomorrow night because I know Puckett's is doing things the right way in distancing folks inside, because it's Chat with the Mocs. Jim Reynolds is the host. You can listen to it on WFLI 1070 AM, 97.7 FM, and he's going to have Coach Rusty Wright, and they're going to talk about the one football game the Mocs going to play. Oh, hey, the smoked meatloaf at Puckett's is awesome. It is incredible. And if I'm on death row, I'm not going to want a steak. Just give me a good heaping helping of hospitality and meatloaf. But if you go to a decent flick, let me know. We'll get you on. I don't even know. Are theaters even open yet? I don't know. I've got Netflix, I've got Peacock TV, and you can buy movies on YouTube. That's how I watched the final Star Wars, Rise of the Skywalker. And I'm not a Star Wars nerd. I just wanted to see it because I'd seen a tease of the ending, and I wanted to see the movie. And it was actually pretty good. I'm still an old movie guy. If that movie was if it was made after 1990, the odds are I'm going to think it's crap. So let's just hope they do that, Barry. I know Tennessee's going to keep their to like 25,000. Was announced today that in all places, Florida, the Miami Dolphins are going to allow fans at their season opener. 20% capacity. It'll be about 15 to 20,000. And I know the Raiders, that beautiful new stadium in Las Vegas, it's going to be empty. The new stadium in Los Angeles for the Chargers and the Rams, going to be empty. Redskins, going to be empty. The Falcons, they say they're going to allow a very limited 15 to 20,000 in the Mercedes Dome. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm kind of curious. I threw Red Bank under the bus on here Saturday night, Barry, because from what I saw at Red Bank, it was out of control. But then again, like I said, this does not rest with the football coach. All of these guidelines being met rest with the athletic director and the principal. No fans for the Falcons in September. Well, as crappy as I got a feeling the Falcons are going to be, it's not going to matter. Same way for the Titans. In September, no fans. I'm kind of curious to see what the Titans do after making the AFC Championship game. I would really like to see what happens. Can the Titans repeat and make it? And I mean, repeat by making it back to the AFC Championship game. Or was that Ryan Tannehill's one shining moment? Because he didn't have any shining moments when he was the quarterback of the Dolphins. And maybe it was the coach in the system. But he sure did a hell of a job for the Titans, because the Titans have the right guy running the show to bring a championship to Nashville. Anybody that played for and was with Bill Belichick, they know what they're doing. And the GM, John Robinson, another Patriot disciple. And, but folks, I don't know what we can do, going back to the other problem we've got in Hamilton County, and that's Sheriff's Deputy Jordan Long. I don't know what we can do to see that man is taken off the force. I don't know. But anybody that's pulled their weapon 3 times since March and ended up shooting one guy in the back and killing him does not need to be carrying a badge. That's just my 2 cents worth. I could be wrong. But let's just hope that the TBI will get the job done and tell Sheriff Hammond, kick this guy's ass to the curb. Now, don't forget, tomorrow night will be, if you do not go to Puckett's or listen on WFLI, the Big Jet Fly. One of my last radio gigs in town was with the Big Jet Fly. And if you're not a part of that tomorrow night, don't forget Scenic City Sports will be on Facebook Live, 7:30. Rusty, Scott, Rangode, Rob. That's right, Rangode. Ringgold is spelled Ranggoad. Rangode. And give them a watch. They'll be talking about everything they saw Friday night. They did an excellent job Friday night with the way they were covering the games, and they do great work. Today was first day for Brian Stone at Nooga Radio 92.7. He's on following Jeff Styles Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11. Brian's a good guy. I worked with him when I was at ESPN Radio, and he's a good guy and does a damn good job. He still does the Stone on Air podcast, and give him a listen. There are plenty of great podcasts out there with a variety of topics. I don't have one set topic. I actually thought about doing tonight, what's the worst thing you ever did to break up with somebody? And I think back to that time when I went and got some sushi, knowing she was not coming home that night. And I hung the sushi, got it to go. It was in the bag, and I put it on the doorknob. Hung it on the doorknob. Boy, did I get cussed out the next afternoon when she finally got home and that sushi had been allowed to permeate the air at her apartment building. I got a little bit of a snicker. I can't help it. You know, sometimes you just got to do something stupid. Not quite as stupid as Jerry Falwell Jr., though. Always remember, when you're quick to condemn, like he has been for years and years and years, it's going to bite you on the ass. Only this time it was the fool boy that bit you on the ass. And now you're out of a job. But, hey, he's just like Joel Osteen. Get that money rolling in one way or the other. Well, Sandra hit the wrong button. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We will be back Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Sometimes you can have too much of a good thing. And while we're at it, one other thing. If you want some good comedy, turn it on Nooga Radio 92.7 at 1 o'clock every day. And listen to David Toulis. Who says it's against God's will to wear a mask. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Until then, everybody, remember, please be kind to each other.